Welcome HDpiano students to this lesson on Chariots of Fire composed by Vangelis. My name is Dan, and in this part 1 video I'll teach you part 1. It sounds like this. All right, so that's part 1. The other 2 sections, 2 and 3, as well as the whole song run through, those are all featured at HDpiano.com when you're finished with part 1 here. And I'd like to start with a question. So this song, Chariots of Fire, also known as Titles, was featured in a film by the same name, Chariots of Fire. And the scene is kind of iconic. It's a bunch of people running on a beach, I think. And so my question is kind of about that. What's your favorite music or song or artist to run to or to work out to? What gets you going? What gives you that energy, those proud moments of encouragement? Is Chariots of Fire perhaps in your playlist, your running playlist? I'd like to know. Comment below. All right. So we've got a bunch of stuff in this. It's all based around 2 chords. Those 2 chords are G flat major over D flat. That looks like this. You can add that top note if you want. And then we have a D flat major. So just 2 chords in this whole part 1 section. Those are the only pieces of harmony we have. But the composer really expands on that and gives us this beautiful accompaniment. So it sounds like this, the right hand. So we start with our index finger on D flat, just above middle C. And then we roll this G flat chord. G flat, D flat, G flat. I would play thumb, index, middle if you can reach. And then those top 3 notes, G flat, A flat, B flat, are played by the top 3 fingers. So that's what we have there. And you can hear I'm playing a lot of sustain pedal. The notes are still ringing. My fingers aren't holding down the notes. That's the sustain pedal doing its job, okay? So play D flat, and then roll this chord. And then when you get to the top, keep going up. Try that with me. One more time. After that, we jump down to this open D flat chord. A flat, D flat, A flat in the right hand. So we have. And again, we're going to roll this chord too. You can hear bottom to top. I'm rolling it. And then we play middle finger on F. Then repeat that. Except the second time, don't play the F. The third time, repeat it. And play the F. So we pretty much have 3 repetitions of that little riff. 2 of them, times 1 and 3, have the F in it. Okay? And then the 4th time. So this is different. The 4th time through we have F, G flat, F, D flat, and then just play this open D flat chord. It's A flat and D flat. And then when we play that G flat on the top, we're going to roll the chord similarly to when we did this. Except we're only going here and then we're going down. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I'm going to play through the 4 repetitions of that part 1 riff, and you'll be able to see how they distinguish from each other, okay? There's the first time. The second time's the same, except without the F. We hold. Third time is the same as the first. The 4th time is different. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so we play that series of 4 repetitions twice, and that makes up part 1. All right, the left hand. Let's take a look at the left hand now. So when I played it, I did this. I had 16th notes going in the thumb, and I had held notes going in the pinky. So 1, 2, 3, 4. With the right hand, it sounds like this. 2, 3. This is a challenging left-hand part. To keep the thumb going consistently like that on 16th notes is pretty tough. So if you can't do that, I'm going to let you just do this. You pretty much hit whenever the right hand plays a chord. 2, 3, chord, chord. Do you see that? Chord, chord. So that's going to be really effective. It's not going to be quite as driving as this would be. Right? But those are your 2 options with the left hand. If you're able to do this, awesome. If not, no big deal. It'll still sound really cool. I wanted to make a note that I probably should have made at the beginning. This part that we're hearing, it shifts octaves twice. So right now we're hovering around middle C. We're also going to do the same exact thing up the octave. So when you first hear it in the song, it's higher. But I wanted to teach it in the middle of the piano because it's easier to hear the notes. So you'll also hear it up here, and then even 2 octaves higher than where we are now at the end of the song. And both of those will be evident in the whole song run through, which is video 4 in this series. Okay. So what we need to do is get some reps on this part 1. I'd like to play it really slowly with the left hand. And again, if you can only play, now here's a good rule of thumb, or a rule of pinky in this case. Watch my pinky. Notice how my pinky is only playing with the chords. You can feel free to do that with both notes. You can even feel free to just get rid of that top note. Okay, so you've got a lot of options with the left hand. So ignore my thumb if you don't want to do the thumb. Otherwise, cheers, let's do it. So we're going to play this part 1 really slowly. 1, 2, 3. 2, that was challenging, I would recommend memorizing this part. Again, it's not too challenging because, or the part itself isn't too complicated because we're dealing with so much repetition. So learn it, memorize it, practice it at your own pace, and then join me here. We're going to do it at a medium tempo now. 1 E and a 2 E and a ready and a left hand intro. 2, ready. That was actually really close to recorded tempo. Let's see. 1, 2. This is recorded. So let's try it there. Left hand first. And left hand. 2 and play. And that is part 1 to Chariots of Fire by Vangelis. The rest of these sections, part 2, part 3, whole song, it's all really cool. We're dealing with that little melody. You might not be able to see it up here, but that's that cool melody that we're going to hear later in the song. And at the end, we have some cool tinkly stuff as well. So head over to HDpiano.com for the rest of the sections. Again, my name's Dan, and while I'm talking to you, I would like to connect on social media. We'll take your requests on Twitter. Use the hashtag HDrequests. Send us your ideas to @HDpiano, and we will see everything, consider everything. We love the new ideas. I think this might have been a tweet first, and that put it on our radar. On Instagram, we'll take your performance videos. So pick your favorite, maybe 15, 30 seconds of playing. Send it to us on Instagram, and we will repost for our followers to see. On YouTube, please subscribe if you haven't. And on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, a like. We appreciate you guys so much, and I'm very excited to teach you the rest of this. Again, I'm Dan. This is HDpiano.com, the home of the hybrid piano lesson. See you for part 2.